Now, me personally, I'm not naive to suggest that they haven't always been surveilling us the way that they are. But the thing that troubles me is that they can't solve no crimes and things of that nature. The sex trafficking and things that like that. Like, why are y'all not catching the people doing it and finding the people who are the victims of it? But y'all are watching us 24/7. Y'all can even tell our heart rate and shit just from camera. It don't make no sense. Let's get straight into the video. But first, like it before you light it. Hit the sub before you hit the bud. Join the team before you hit the green. And don't forget to
hype me up. Hype me up. Hype me up.
A few weeks ago, using a commercial search engine, I very easily found the administration interfaces for dozens of flock safety cameras. I shared this information with 404 Media, and with John Gaines' help, that number quickly grew to nearly 70. None of the data or video footage was encrypted. There was no username or password required. These were all completely public-facing for the world to see, and some of them still are. You don't have to be an expert to find and gain access to this. You don't even have to type anything in to see every single person, vehicle, and activity that took place in these locations in the last 31 days. Whether you wanted to watch this footage live in real time or look at footage from a month ago, you could just point and click your way to it like you were watching Netflix. You could even open up the live streams in VLC or cast it to a television. Making any modification to the cameras is illegal, so I didn't do this, but I had the ability to delete any of the video footage or evidence by simply pressing a button. I could see the paths where all of the evidence files were located on the file system, and I could see their hashes and signatures. Some of the devices we saw were the familiar-looking Falcon cameras that you see all over the country, but the majority of these were Flock's new Condor cameras, which are designed to detect and track people. They're PTZ cameras, meaning pan, tilt, zoom, and they quite literally use AI to zoom in and follow you around whether you're a person of interest or not. In just the time that it took to count and verify these vulnerabilities, I saw a family in North Carolina load their infant and a bunch of merchandise in a Lowe's parking lot. And I suppose one could cross-reference their license plate with the Park Mobile data breach and find out exactly where the garage is that will store these new fancy tools. I watched a man leave his house in the morning in New York. I watched a woman jogging alone on a forest trail in Georgia.
This
This trail had multiple cameras, and I could watch a man rollerblade and then take a break to watch rollerblading videos on his phone. How? Because the camera's AI automatically zoomed in on it. Just like it zoomed in on a couple arguing at a street market in Atlanta. So what? They're still anonymous, right? No, they're not. Within 2 minutes of open source intelligence using a commercial facial recognition engine, I found out that one of them just finished medical school and the other is dealing with chronic irritable bowel syndrome. The couple also just had a baby last year and they have
Are y'all hearing this?
pretty concerning debt to income ratio. I also know that they drove over 45 minutes from their address in the suburbs to attend church in Atlanta that morning.
Wow.
And then they checked out this market and bought a sweater. I watched a law enforcement officer and ambulance escort a man having a mental health crisis in Iowa. I know this because the Cedar Rapids Police Department maintains a public database of every single emergency call in the city, as well as daily arrest reports with individuals' names, addresses, ages, and genders. Listen, I know that I'm being creepy right now. Just saying these words out loud nauseates me. But I'm trying to show you just a fraction of the information that anyone in the world with access to a commercial search engine has had regarding anyone who attended this market or walked on this trail in the last 31 days.
Dang.
And it gets worse. Here's an exposed flock safety camera permanently pointed at a playground near the Bay Area in California.
Do y'all understand the criminal utility of a flock camera? Sinister things can happen. For instance, a creep could say, wow, there are some kids unattended right here. Call someone, hey, get to this park and location ASAP. No adults are around. Come and get them. Then they can go and delete the shit off the system. Evidence gone. Maybe that's why they don't be catching nobody, because the criminals are always a step ahead.
Openly and publicly broadcasting both live and archived video footage of young children playing unattended. Again, just saying this stuff out loud feels so incredibly wrong. But for me personally, the most impactful moment while validating these vulnerabilities was this. This resonated with me so much that I actually had tears welling up in my eyes. I've done this exact same thing so many times.
Yeah.
I've seen a swing set in an empty park, looked around to make sure nobody was watching, and then just enjoyed the mindless motion that connected me to a simpler time. But this isn't something that most grown men want to be seen doing. The experience requires one to have a moment that is devoid of judgment. It's healthy escapism at its finest. And
I know exactly what he's talking about. I missed the simplicity of life when I was a little boy. Not a care in the world. I was genuinely happy. I slept through the night. No responsibilities. I didn't worry. No anxiousness. Anything like that. You know, I'm not trying to sound like I'm like depressed or nothing, but man, if you say that your childhood wasn't kind of like better than your adulthood, then I feel sorry for you for the simple fact you didn't have a good childhood, bro. Like, or sis, whatever.
Realized that it's likely that this man didn't know that he was being recorded, and he probably wouldn't have done this if he had. This is a classic example of the Hawthorne effect, which is a change in an individual's behavior or choices when they know that they're being observed. Surveillance manufacturers love to talk about this effect when it deters crime. After all, someone isn't as likely to break into a car that's parked near a camera. But what they don't talk about is how it deters escapism. People are less likely to sing or dance or practice an accent or a cartwheel when they know that they're being watched. But escapism is often required for a lot of things. For example, when you learn an instrument or practice a skill for the first time, or even practicing line delivery for a YouTube video. The footage of the man swinging was powerful to me because it made me realize exactly why I have such a visceral objection to mass surveillance. It imposes on our right to find our own identities without judgment. And as someone whose identity and success is owed to ample amounts of escapism, this is a hill that I am willing to die on.
Y'all, this is, bro, it's getting out of hand. That's what it is. It's getting out of hand, bro.
There are 5 flock cameras in this one parking lot.
Unfortunately, there are these domestic terrorists that are cutting them down.
Nah,
I'm
cut 'em
serious.
down.
People are making the irresponsible and morally reprehensible decision to discreetly pull cash from ATMs, to purchase nondescript and baggy clothing. They're buying battery-powered reciprocating saws with 6-inch blades, duct tape, heavy-duty trash bags. They throw away all their receipts and open up dflock.org, planning a route to avoid ALPR detection. And then they arrive at one of these beautiful pieces of American infrastructure, courtesy of our good friends at Flock Safety. And then they cut them down. Those monsters. They destroy the camera itself and the solar panel. It's a solar panel. They're good for the environment, people. What, do you want these cameras to run on oil? That is thousands of dollars per camera. Do these people have any idea the financial burden that they're putting on Flock Safety every time they cut one of these down? So if you're one of those monsters who doesn't care about safety or security or freedom, maybe, then I want you to watch this video just a few more times so you can really understand the terrible things that you've done.
Hell yeah. Hey, listen, I'm picking up what you're putting down, god damn it. I'm not encouraging y'all to go out there and do it, but I'm just saying, you know, if you're willing to take one for the team, that's on you.
Then I realize what it is. There's a man. Then I realize
Yeah, this is ridiculous.
Welcome back to my vlog series where I show you flock cameras in different towns, so make sure to leave a comment down below as to what city you want me to do next, but this commenter wants me to do Charlotte, North Carolina, so let's go. Before I get to this section, I want to take a look at that because what is going on? So I zoomed in a little bit and holy guacamole, it looks like it's just a shopping center.
Neiman Marcus?
But then I wanted to see what that guy was because he seems to be just in the middle of nowhere compared to the other cameras. So it looks like it's just some dental offices and then a bank right there, which those two are very popular in this series. Okay, so now let's head right back up there. This is by far, I think, the strangest thing I've seen in this series so far. This entire section right here, I'm going to go into each one and I'm going to explain it to you guys. Very, very weird in my opinion. First of all, what in the fuck is this?
Triangulation.
So I'm going to zoom out really quick and explain some things around here because I'm kind of upset about this one.
Wait, the
and
third wall, man, Uptown. Hold up, man. This New Orleans? I thought she said this was in Carolina. Rue Chris, hold up now. They ain't got all this in New
hope
Orleans.
some of you commenters can help explain this one to me because I'm very confused. This is a stadium. This is a stadium. There's like no flock cameras around there. And when I looked it up, there's a lot of crime that happens at those stadiums.
Hold on, y'all. I can't help it, but it's crazy because in New Orleans, the third ward is literally like that distance away from the Superdome, which is crazy. And they consider this to be uptown, Central City, really, but whatever.
So if flock cameras are for safety, why are they not at those stadiums but right here? Now let's see what that is. It's a park. It's a park.
Martin Luther King.
It doesn't look like a very good park, but it's a park. Then if you go over just a little bit, Fourth Ward Park. Looks like just apartments. Nothing too crazy, honestly. A little hangout area.
Or used to.
But then you go over even more, and it's First Ward Park. And it's another park. So that section, and that section, those three are all parks. And
I bet I know why. The people who are surveilling this are all PDFs. That's what it is. I know that's what it is.
this is Charlotte, North Carolina, mind you. And they're at parks.
Yep.
Now you guys know what to do. Make sure to share and
kids.
repost and comment down below as to what city you want
They're
me to do
watching the
next.
kids, man. Damn, that's some creepy shit, bro.
People are suspicious about these new AI cameras in their towns. Police officers have reportedly been caught using the cameras to stalk people, including their exes. There have been at least 24 of these alleged stalking cases, and most led back to this one company's cameras, according to a tally by the Institute for Justice.
And I thought that they were just cameras that were monitoring traffic flow, something like that. And I eventually looked into it a little bit deeper. That opened up the rabbit hole.
That's Ben Jordan, a security researcher and one of many residents fighting these cameras.
I do think that it's one of the most important issues in current times.
The cameras are called Flock. You've probably driven past one this week thinking it's a speed camera, but these read your plate, log your car's make, model, colour, even its dents, and it's all searchable by police. Flock has another type of camera, Condor, which captures you, using AI to pan and zoom in. And its new software, Nova, lets police search your name or plate and instantly pull up linked vehicles, videos, public records and online data, according to Flock Safety. There's over 120,000 Flock cameras across the US. Flock bundles the whole system into one subscription and sells it to neighbourhoods, businesses and police. Flock says its technology helps solve around 700,000 crimes a year.
So oftentimes our critics will say, we need to make
Who's tracking that data for real? And what kind of crimes are they stopping or helping solve? Because they got a lot of missing people. That's all I'm saying.
a choice between safety or privacy. As a species, we have proven over and over and over again that we can have safety and privacy.
In October, Senator Ron Wyden criticised Flock for not monitoring how police use its cameras. Weeks later, he asked the Federal Trade Commission to investigate, saying hackers stole passwords from at least 35 accounts. Lawmakers said Flock let police skip a basic safeguard, a second login check beyond just a password.
We are now requiring multi-factor authentication for all of our customers.
Flock has also since launched a tool that automatically flags unusual searches, but residents had already built their own. One site maps every camera at dflock.org. Another shows who searched your plate, sometimes down to the officer's name. The American Civil Liberties Union says the problem is the lack of the search your camera at
It seems like all of the red states got the most flock cameras. If you got any type of pattern recognition, this is red. With the exception of like the cities inside of Illinois, like Chicago, which is blue. But this is vastly red. Just give away your rights, bro. Shit.
Union says the problem is the lack of limits on the technology. Police can find any car, no warrant needed, the data can be shared nationwide, even with Homeland Security, and it's kept for 30 days. But Langley rejects the idea that Flock has built a surveillance state.
Fairchild?
Where cities look closely, they've split. They've either removed them, added limits, or kept them as is. In Dayton, Ohio, for example, the city covered every camera after finding outside agencies had run thousands of immigration-related searches through the city's network. This was a violation of the city's own guidelines. Flock told CNN that ICE and CBP have no contract and aren't in its system. Senator Wyden's investigation found Flock had given federal agencies access earlier this year, which Flock said was a pilot that's now ended.
Alright y'all, so this is just insane, but a large number of police officers are being caught using Flock cameras to stalk and track their domestic partners and their exes. At least 50 officers have already been charged, and there's countless new cases every week.
And these officers should be given twice the length sentences that other people would get for them because they're supposed to uphold the law. Anytime a police officer commit a crime, I want them harshly punished 3, 4, even 5 times worse than a civilian would be punished.
Almost every state that has Flock cameras. And all the cases pretty much follow the same pattern. It's officers abusing their power, accessing the systems hundreds of times, and using it to track their domestic partners, exes, romantic interests, as well as friends and family. I mean, it's crazy. In most of these cases, they're accessing it hundreds of times. And it's clearly like a slippery slope. They're using it for their access at first, and then they start looking at everybody. It's insane. And because of how widespread these cameras are, they essentially have a constant stream of location data on whoever they want to track. And besides the, blatant abuse that's happening here, y'all gotta know exactly how bad this is. Because this is a widespread abuse of power, and we're only talking about the local and personal levels. It's already bad with just individual cops. Can you imagine how bad it's gonna be on the federal level? Like, we already know and we've seen that federal agencies like DHS and Border Patrol, they've been caught accessing flock systems for immigration policing and whatever other stuff they want to do. Just accessing it at will thousands of times. And of course, there's been many contracts canceled because of that. So we definitely know that it's happening. We know that they have access to these cameras and these systems. And if they have access, DHS, Border Patrol, then pretty much every federal agency has access as well. And then when we look at all these cases of the police stalking, it's being shown just how precise these cameras are and just how complex this database is. How widespread it is, really. I mean, I shudder to think about this in the hands of FBI or CIA, someone like that. Especially after the small country mergers go through. I mean, this is a bad situation. And there's not a lot that can be done. I mean, a lot of contracts are being canceled, but a lot of them are just being replaced by Axon. And they're arguably worse. I mean, it's pretty clear now that the whole America thing, the freedom thing, done. That's not a thing anymore.
It's been dead.
With the data centers, with the flock, with the mergers, it's over. I mean, seriously, what even happened here?
Yeah, bro. Get some people with humanity in office and this wouldn't be happening. Get all of the monsters out of there, dog. This is just ridiculous. These police officers that stalking their exes and stuff like that, bro, they can zoom in and see who they texting, look at their call history. Oh, y'all saw it, right? The AI can zoom in on the phone, be like, hey, bro, I'm about to come and pick up these edibles from you. If you're in Texas, that's illegal, or it's about to be illegal. They got you on camera saying, I'm on the way to get these edibles. You in trouble now, bro. I'm just saying they overstepping, bro.
What the fuck are you using these flock cameras for? Y'all not even a flock of eagles. Y'all a bunch of flock of vultures. Just flying around. Let me monitor your data.
Monitoring
Where are
spirits.
you going? Fuck them shits. Can't stand a fucking flock of flocking cameras. Why are you watching me leave my house and go to the grocery store and go to the doctor's office on a fucking flock of camera flocks? Fuck a flock. Fuck a flock. It's nice to know where criminals go after they commit crimes, but y'all don't find none of these criminals. You only doing this shit to monitor where the fuck I go. I played Watch Dogs 1, 2, 3, 4, and 8. I know what happens when you can monitor a nigga from the moment he leaves his house in a car. It's creepy. I watched NCIS, and that fat white woman who was in love with Shamar Moore would get on the computer screen and type somebody's license plate, and it would zoom in on the car on the road. Now we living in that world. It's egregious. It ain't on CBS, it's in the world. I don't need to be surveilled, and that's safe. I don't need to be that safe. Flock these nuts. Can't stand a motherfucking flock camera. The moment I see a flock camera, I spit in it. I'd wrap that shit in duct tape. I get some flex tape. What's that shit that nigga be spraying on the boat to ride across the English Channel? I spray that shit on a flock camera. I can't wait till Thanksgiving come around so I can take all the flocks down. Fucking flock cameras. Y'all niggas need to put cameras on these gas prices and put cameras on these crack houses and put cameras in the White House. That's where you need to put these fucking flock of cameras at. We don't even know that fucking company. Who is the flock company? Who is them niggas? Who work down there? I watched Severance season 1 and 2. I know what happens when you have an ambiguous company doing shit. It's creepy. Flock must be brought to us by Tim Burton. I don't like this fucking damn timeline we in. You got cameras up your ass and the government taking every damn cent out your pocket and they just continued the penny. What the fuck is going on? Flock cameras my ass. They probably got a flock camera back there some damn well. So I've got to say this for both legal and safety reasons. I will not cut down a flock camera when I see it. Cross every motherfucking thing. My last name is Cross, so who gives a goddamn? Fuck a flock. Fuck a flock. The only flock of cameras I want to see is Waka Flocka's cameras. That's the only cameras I want to see. Waka Flocka Flock. What the fuck are you using?
Hey, bro, I know one thing. Since Atlanta has the most flock cameras, I think outside of China, they better not let any crime go unsolved. There's no way you can't just figure out who did it. There's a flock camera on every corner. They try to turn on one street. There's a flock camera right there waiting on them to turn. Then they say, let me bend on this corner. There's a flock camera there. You should be able to trace them from the time the crime happened to when they thought they got away with it and go and pick their ass up. But is that actually happening though? That's what I want to know. So what's the purpose of all these flock cameras? Just to surveil the people? Come on, man.
I want you to know the name Marcy Bakley. Marcy Bakley is 50 years old. And over the past several years, she felt as though she was always being watched. She installed 3 cameras in her home. She had one on her patio. She bought a hidden camera detector, nervously wanding down the walls in her home. In desperation, she drove her vehicle to a mechanic to try to get the mechanic to scan her car for tracking devices. Turns out she was being watched. She was being tracked. Her police chief ex, Michael Steffman, admitted to it. According to the Washington Post, Steffman searched her and her teenage daughter roughly 600 times using flock technology. Steffman, the police chief, was later arrested on stalking charges, but it just underscores how one police chief was able to stalk his ex and his daughter 500 plus times using flock cameras. According to the Washington Post, there are now 120,000 flock cameras nationwide. They perform a record 20 billion plate scans per month. Authorities have already charged roughly 50 bad actors who use flock technology for incorrect and bad purposes.
And just because of the nature of police officers, I would argue at least probably 50% of them are doing this and haven't gotten caught yet. And they're probably saying to themselves, damn, people are getting caught. I better stop while I'm ahead. The semi-smart ones are going to do that. The other ones are going to be like, well, I'm going to just do better at covering my tracks. I won't get caught.
Many of these cases, it's men in law enforcement using flock technology to spy on and stalk their wives, girlfriends, and their exes.
Hold on. The women going to be doing it even better. They just ain't going to get caught as easily as the men because women are detectives, dog. I'm sorry to tell y'all that.
Stopped by police for doing a story on mass surveillance and a company that are putting cameras in your neighborhood. Flock safety. Let's see where this thing goes.
Crime. It's a complex problem that requires so many people to work together to solve. And at Flock, it's our mission to eliminate it.
A former Milwaukee police officer pled guilty to using the Flock camera system. Police say he used it to track a romantic partner and friend.
Hey there, we got an interview here.
For Flock?
Mm-hmm.
I think it's just people wanting to make a lot of money.
Hey, look at that shit. That's a new one. They're surveilling Flock right now. Oh, you're under surveillance.
What are you doing running around in the street?
None of your business except for I'm surveilling you right now. Are you with Flock?
No, there's a construction firm I work with, CSB.
99% match.
They're trying to either gain access to the site and we don't want them on site, and I don't know if they're armed or not.
Hello folks, I'm boots on the ground journalist Tommy G, and this is a Flock camera. And you may have noticed cameras like this popping up around your city.
Hi, I'm Ben Jordan, a researcher and journalist. As of today, Flock Safety has installed over 100,000 cameras all over America, so chances are that Flock is in your city even if you don't know it. And today, we are teaming up to investigate Flock Safety.
That's right, today we're gonna spy on Flock employees to see how they like being under surveillance.
If you go to Google or Flock's website, the address of their corporate headquarters will lead you to an empty building. The actual address is kept private.
And today we even reveal their secret drone operation, and we get boxed in by police.
We're going to cover the biggest red flags to be aware of when it comes to Flock and arm you with the information you need to know about the surveillance takeover coming to a city near you.
In this episode, we'll cover the arguments for Flock
and also the many arguments against Flock.
Being stopped by police for doing it.
Yeah, this is just getting out of control, dog. Like, for instance, in New Orleans, bruh, if you commit a crime, you best not commit it in the French Quarter. You are not going to get away with it because that's their money-making part of town. So they don't want that. They don't want tourists being afraid of getting murdered on Bourbon Street. So they're going to do everything in their power to protect the cash cow. But, like, there's no getting away with nothing if they really want you. My thing is this. I don't think they looking for the right shit at the moment. Things that really need your attention, they not looking for it, bro. They could have been using this Flock stuff to track these people who were mentioned in the damn Epstein files. Yeah, track them. If their name was mentioned in it, find them and just surveil them until they slip up and do something inevitably. Because if they're in them files, you think they broke those habits? those sinister things that they like to do behind closed doors, nah, it's only a matter of time before you pop them. They not using Flock for good, bro. That's all I'm saying. Hope y'all enjoyed this video. I'm gonna get at y'all on the next one.